If you think your grandparents' old gardening tips were just luck and lacked science, think again. Before modern fertilizers and machines, they learned directly from the soil, the sun, rain, and even failed harvests. Many of these methods were once considered outdated or even banned for hygiene or safety reasons, but today, science shows they were incredibly effective. Here are 25 gardening tips once banned, proving our grandparents were true gardening geniuses. Sprinkling cayenne pepper to deter animals. Many worry that strong spices in the soil will alter vegetable flavors or harm plants. Instead of ugly fences or harsh chemicals, my grandmother had a gentler trick. She'd sprinkle cayenne pepper around the plant bases. The secret is capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers hot, which irritates the noses and paws of animals like rabbits and squirrels. When they approach, the burning sensation sends them away. This natural, plant-safe method keeps the garden open and chemical-free. After rain, just sprinkle a fresh layer to maintain protection. Frost protection for young plants. Cold snaps often send gardeners into a panic, covering seedlings with tarps or plastic bags, sometimes crushing stems or creating rot-inducing airtight conditions. Grandma's solution? Cut the bottoms off old milk jugs or nursery pots and place them upside down over each seedling. These tiny greenhouses trap heat, stabilize humidity, and shield leaves from ice and biting winds. When the morning sun warms the air, gently lift the covers so the plants can breathe and photosynthesize. Using rocks to keep plants warm. Many see placing stones around plants as a nuisance, making soil heavy and hard to drain. But for our grandparents, each rock was a mini heating pad. On cool days, Grandma would arrange medium-sized stones around sensitive plants. Rocks have high thermal mass, absorbing heat from the sun all day and slowly releasing it at night. This creates a slightly warmer microclimate around the roots, preventing temperature shocks and helping plants maintain steady metabolism even on cold nights. Reviving old potting soil. At the start of each planting season, many gardeners discard old soil, thinking it's nutrient depleted and full of pathogens. Grandma had a smarter approach. She removed the top third of soil, loosened the rest, and mixed in fresh humus-rich soil and a bit of slow-release fertilizer. This replenishes nutrients while keeping beneficial microorganisms intact, helping new plants adapt faster and thrive. Coffee filters to prevent soil leakage. Soil spilling from pot drainage holes is common. Instead of messy plastic meshes or pebbles, Grandma placed a coffee filter over the holes before adding soil. The filter holds tiny particles while letting water drain freely. This keeps pots clean, maintains soil structure, and is fully biodegradable, letting roots grow freely. Sprinkling cinnamon to deter ants. When ants swarm plants, many reach for chemical sprays. Grandma's trick was simpler. Sprinkle cinnamon along trails and around plant bases. Cinnamon disrupts ants' pheromone scent trails, confusing them and preventing them from finding food or returning to the nest, naturally protecting plants without harsh chemicals. Cinnamon doesn't just repel ants, it's antifungal too, protecting plants from common diseases in damp environments. Plus, it leaves the garden smelling fresh and natural, creating a safe and inviting green space. Boiling water as a natural weed killer. Pouring boiling water may seem destructive, but our grandparents used it wisely. Grandma would pour it directly onto weeds growing in cracks or paths, never on plants. The heat destroys the weed's roots instantly without harming soil or nearby greenery. No chemicals, no backbreaking labor, and no cost, just a kettle from the kitchen. A small tip that shows the older generation's clever, nature-friendly approach. Cleaning rusty tools with vinegar. Instead of tossing rusty tools, Grandma soaked them in white vinegar overnight. The acetic acid loosens rust, which scrubs away easily, revealing bright metal. A light oil coating afterward prevents future rust. Simple, cheap, and sustainable, tools that seemed ready for the trash could keep working for years. Designing garden beds with a hose. Planting flower beds can feel complicated, but Grandma used a flexible garden hose. She bent it into curves and paths, adjusted it with her foot, and only then marked and dug. This playful method created natural, graceful beds without measuring tools, reflecting her creativity and resourcefulness. Raised garden beds for health and ease. Kneeling for hours can lead to sore knees and back pain. Raised beds, built with bricks or wood to waist height, let gardeners work comfortably while improving soil quality and drainage. Plants at eye level make trimming, harvesting, and pest control easier, turning gardening into a pleasure instead of a chore. DIY worm towers for natural fertilizing. Fertilizing each plant can be exhausting. Grandma turned old buckets into worm towers. Buried with only the lid showing, they're filled with kitchen scraps. Earthworms crawl in, digest the scraps, and spread nutrients through the soil while naturally aerating it. This hands-off system recycles waste into rich plant food, creating a sustainable nutrient cycle. Recycling nutrients from urine. Old farmers called it liquid gold. Nutrient-poor fields could suddenly double or triple their yield. Fresh urine is rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, key nutrients plants absorb immediately. It was phased out in cities due to hygiene concerns, but used correctly today, it's a safe, effective fertilizer. Dilute urine 1:10 with water and apply to the plant base, ideally with carbon-rich mulch like straw to retain nitrogen. Water in the early morning or late afternoon to reduce evaporation and odor. With just a watering can, what was once waste becomes a free, fast, and effective fertilizer, a smart survival lesson from the older generation. Soaking seeds in Epsom salt water. Many sow seeds directly into dry soil, only to face slow, uneven germination. A simple trick is soaking seeds in Epsom salt water, 1 tablespoon per gallon of warm water for 4 to 6 hours. Magnesium from the salt activates germination enzymes, strengthening roots and producing sturdy, deep green seedlings. Sprouts emerge together, healthier and ready for a bountiful harvest. Nicking large seeds with hard coats, like beans or squash, can be slow to germinate. The tough shell blocks water and oxygen. Gently nick the seed with sandpaper or a knife tip, then soak overnight in warm water. This breaks the barrier, allowing rapid, even sprouting, even for stubborn seeds. Lightening large pots. Gardening doesn't require superhuman strength. Large pots don't need to be solid soil to nourish plants. Place small, used plastic nursery pots upside down at the bottom before adding soil. This reduces weight while maintaining proper drainage and root space, saving your back and making care easier. Lightening large pots. Continued, using small plastic nursery pots at the bottom of large pots not only reduces soil weight but also improves drainage, preventing root rot. Moving heavy pots to follow the sun becomes easier, saving effort while recycling plastic and keeping the garden beautiful. Using pine needles to control weeds. Weeds are labor-intensive and often prompt chemical use. Instead, spread dry pine needles as mulch around plants and veggie beds. They block sunlight, preventing weed sprouting, conserve soil moisture, slowly decompose to enrich soil, and benefit acid-loving plants like roses or strawberries. Pine needles are an economical, sustainable way to keep gardens healthy and visually appealing. Trapping slugs with plywood scraps. Slugs hide during the day, emerging at night to damage plants. Rather than using toxic baits, place flat scrap plywood in damp spots late afternoon. Slugs seek shelter under it overnight, so in the morning, flip the boards to collect them. This safe, simple method protects your garden while respecting the ecosystem. Feeding the soil with kitchen scraps. Eggshells, coffee grounds, and veggie peels aren't trash, they're nutrient-rich gifts. Bury them in shallow trenches around plants to release minerals like calcium and nitrogen as they decompose. This enriches the soil, improves structure, retains moisture, and creates a meaningful, sustainable nutrient cycle. Using vegetable boiling water as fertilizer. Water used to boil vegetables contains dissolved vitamins and minerals. Don't pour it down the drain, let it cool and use it to water plants, without added salt or spices. It's a free, gentle fertilizer that boosts growth, saves water, and turns waste into a nourishing gift for your garden. Plate and bowl system for seeds. Seeds need consistent moisture without suffocating. Direct soaking can rot them, while indirect hydration, placing seeds on a plate over a shallow bowl of water, maintains humidity, keeps seeds breathable, and encourages strong, even sprouting. Plate and bowl system for seeds. Place a small bowl of water as a base and a plate holding seeds wrapped in a damp cloth on top. The plate sits just above the water, not submerged. Rising vapor creates gentle, consistent humidity, giving seeds the water they need without risk of drowning. Put the system in warm light for faster, healthier sprouts. This simple setup uses basic physics to maximize germination and protect fragile beginnings. Glass bowls as mini greenhouses plastic wrap can trap too much moisture, causing mold. An upside-down glass bowl works better, letting sunlight in while allowing gentle air circulation around the edges. Seedlings grow quickly in a controlled environment for temperature and humidity, and the transparent glass lets you monitor growth without disturbing them. A simple glass bowl creates a perfect, safe mini greenhouse. Soft toilet paper for seedlings. Paper towels are strong but can damage delicate roots. Soft toilet paper holds moisture yet has weak fibers that break down easily in soil. Sprouts can be planted directly with the paper, which dissolves quickly, minimizing transplant shock. This gentle method protects early roots and ensures seedlings adapt smoothly to their new environment. Making fertilizer from soaked weeds. Weeds aren't worthless. They store nitrogen and potassium from deep in the soil. Instead of discarding them, soak freshly pulled weeds in a sealed bucket of water for 1 to 2 weeks. Nutrients leach into the water, creating a dark, rich weed tea. Strain and dilute before watering to provide a natural, high-nitrogen fertilizer, turning weeds into a powerful resource for your garden. Soaking garlic before planting. Garlic cloves planted dry often grow slowly because their hard skin blocks moisture. To jumpstart growth, separate the cloves and soak them overnight in clean water. This softens the skin, allowing water to reach the sprout and stimulate root development immediately. Plant pointy end up with just enough soil for the green shoot to reach sunlight. This simple step produces firm bulbs, strong aroma, and higher yields, showing how careful preparation from the start leads to a bountiful harvest. These 25 gardening tips aren't just planting techniques, they're memories, love, and wisdom from our grandparents. They teach us to cherish what we have, listen to nature, and care for life with patience and attention. I hope these stories inspire you to create your own green corner where traditional values thrive. If you found these tips helpful, please like and subscribe so we can share more meaningful journeys back in time.